Hello, everyone. This is Podcast of Bonita. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Shirley, and you may have noticed our sound quality is exactly the same for the first time ever, and there's a special reason for that.
It's because we're finally in the same place at the same time using my nice recorder that I bought at Best Buy.
This just goes to show that I'm too lazy to buy my own microphone, and instead I just had Rachel fly all the way to come visit me for the first time in our almost really, when you think about it, almost a decade of friendship.
Yeah, it's been, like 6 or 7 years?
I think closer to 7. I think it was 2015 or 2016. We met on that fateful Tumblr day.
That's right.
Yeah, so this is kind of a special episode for us. We've wanted to record one together for a while. When we first met, we were freshly, out of high school and in college and everything, and still living with our parents or living in dorms, and now we're actual, I guess, adults. We're both 25.
Technically.
Yeah, I mean, like, legally Uncle Sam speaking, I guess we're adults. Mentally, no, because we apparently can't figure out flights.
No.
Well, one of us can't.
Well, they don't make it easy.
They don't make it easy. And if you hear some meowing in the background, it's because we're at my apartment right now, and my cat is not very considerate.
That's just cats, though.
That's just cats. So, Rachel, would you like to tell it? We actually started recording this episode a few hours ago. It's been a little bit crazy, so just know we put forth a lot of effort to give you guys what you want, even though you didn't ask for it.
I was just going to say, I don't think anyone wants this, but whatever. Okay, I guess start at the very beginning. Like Shirley said, we met on Tumblr. I think we were about 19. I was in my sophomore year of college. Or going into it, I think.
Yeah, I was starting my freshman year of college. I had worked 2 full-time jobs before getting into college. Rachel and I are same age, born same year, but a couple months apart. Rachel's a few months older than I am. And I think it was just because I had started my South Park blog. I had been in the fandom for a good while. And I remember I was on vacation because it was right before we were going to start college. I was on vacation with my family and heading back from vacation when we just started DMing each other. I think you reached out first, and we just started. We had some of the same exact interests. Those interests being Matt Stone and Trey Parker and South Park.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny because actually on this trip we found out that we have more interest than just that, but 6 years into friendship. Anyway, but
yeah.
I remember, I think I did reach out first to you, and I remember because your username was Leslie Shut Your Fucking Pie Hole.
Yeah,
I called you Leslie for a long time. Like, I knew that wasn't your name, but that's what I thought of you as.
That was I don't even you changed your URL so many times.
I've had a lot, yeah.
The one that I remember the most is Theon Gray's asshole full of heroin.
Yes, I had that one for a long time.
You had that one for a long time, but you didn't have that one when we met. I genuinely can't even remember because we started calling each other by our names, like, straight out the gate.
Yeah, pretty quickly, I think.
You were the one who also came up with the podcast idea, because I think you said you'd been wanting to do it for a while, you just didn't know who to do it.
Yes, that is true, because I kind of was like, I don't want to say getting back into South Park, because I've always been into South Park, but I was kind of like on the upswing of my obsession around the time when I met you, and I liked your blog a lot. I remember I thought you were really cool. How silly of me. But
no, I'm actually super lame, man.
I was very intimidated by you at first, because my blog is still kind of like a clusterfuck, but yours I think was like a specific South Park blog.
It was, and see, my South Park blog, and keep in mind, I don't use Tumblr anymore. I haven't, not for any bad reason. I'm sure I have, like, undiagnosed ADHD, and I hyperfixate very quickly on things. I had used Tumblr for a long time. I'm just not on it very much, but I'm very much still part of a South Park fandom, just not as super involved anymore, but Leslie Shut Your Fucking Pie Hole was a side blog. It wasn't my main blog. I like to keep my interests separated. So, like, and I actually had a pretty decent following for a long time, and we became friends, and then we kind of both got known. No, we were not, like, popular or anything in, like, the fandom or whatever, but we were in our little group, specifically in that Tumblr sphere.
Well, in our fan group of just you and me, we were pretty popular.
Yeah. we're pretty popular there.
But yeah. I remember I messaged you because I was wanting to make friends in the fandom and stuff, and we started talking, and I think we kind of got on right away.
It really was, because we were messaging each other the entire way through, and it wasn't that long afterwards when you brought up the idea of a podcast. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was like, oh, well, okay, what do we talk about? Mm-hmm. I'm down for it. At the time we weren't working. We were only in school, so yeah. I was living with my parents. You were in a dorm, I think, your sophomore year, right?
Yeah. I mean, I worked at the library, but I think I worked, like not even 10 hours a week. So that, doesn't count.
I had just finished working 2 full-time jobs. So I was done working for a while, and I was just doing school, but only, not a whole lot of hours and everything. So we had a lot of time to kill to work on things, and I asked you, how do we structure this, We kind of thought around of ideas of documentaries and things like that, and we settled on the season reviews.
Yeah, I think we quickly realized we were too lazy for anything too ambitious.
Yeah.
I remember right at first I was like, maybe we could do each episode, but then when we got to talking, we were like, no.
Yeah, because there's over 200 something episodes.
To me, the workload didn't bother me. It was just I love South Park, but I don't have enough to say about each episode.
Exactly. We thought about the episode structure, or maybe we would do it in a cluster of seasons and things, but going by each season, and we were on a really good schedule at first, because the seasons allowed it. We would watch, all of our episodes, one right after the other that season, and then that Sunday of that week, we were scheduled to record.
Yeah, I think we did it twice a month, so every 2 weeks, I think.
I think it was every 2 weeks.
Because we were both in school at the same time.
Yeah.
So. And I remember, I think it took us the entirety of the school year to record however many we were on, 20 seasons.
Yeah, at that time, I think it was season 19.
Yes, because I remember season 20 was the first season that we watched live together.
Yeah, and we decided to stick with it. I remember when we were airing new episodes, should we just do reviews of every single episode for Podcast with Benita? But again, it wasn't going to fit into our work life. And I feel like we would have had a lot more fun, better conversations, just sitting through the whole season. I just feel like it'd be kind of lame just to have 5-minute episodes for...
Yeah. What's funny is that I still look back on us and our workload and how we stuck to that schedule all year, and I'm so proud of us.
I was so proud of us.
Because we consistently, we uploaded every other week on Sunday always, mm-hmm. and we always, I think we're on time, and we watched all our episodes and shit. And now look at us.
Well, okay, we took that time for granted because we genuinely, I still love recording. I still love South Park, and I love hanging out. But we're 25. We both have actual full-time jobs, families. Well, I consider my cat and my partner my family. So, still require a lot of effort, but South Park sneaks its way into my everyday life, and I can't believe it just kind of hit us one day. I remember we were talking just not that long ago, saying hey, what if we just finally have a vacation? We both have adult jobs with PTO. That's a thing now. We can just get paid for being off for a short amount of time, and my job requires me, we're recording this in early October, and my job kind of requires me to be super, super busy during November and December. It's holidays and everything. There was no way I was going to get the time off, and you're like, yeah, maybe Christmas. I'm like, no, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's ask those days off. Let's just do it. So it worked itself out. You did get here, and we'll see how smoothly leaving here. Man, like I said earlier, we tried to record this episode. This is our second time around. Do you want to explain?
I mean, we don't have to fully get into it, but just...
I think we should. I think it's kind of funny.
Okay. Spirit Airlines canceled my flight on Saturday night, so I had to rebook with American, and I came in Sunday morning. Then we went to Six Flags.
Yeah, I immediately... we found out that Rachel and I are super similar in a lot of ways, but we're different in others. Because we always had South Park as our like main connector. We find the same humor kind of funny. Found out I knew this about myself. I'm a huge planner, and I panic about things like not being in order. I'm not a very go with the flow person. I like to plan everything to a T. So, and Rachel's not.
I mean, I consider myself kind of organized, like as long as like my work and my like writing projects and stuff. But I'm also very like, if shit happens, like I don't really care. I'm
yeah,
like, it is what it is.
I'm just a big ball of anxiety and panic, and Rachel's cool.
Yeah, so it kind of works out because she kind of like plans everything down to the second, and I'm like, whatever you want to do.
She keeps me from crying, so it works itself out. But no, I picked her up. So I'm Atlanta based. I won't get into the specifics. And you're more Chicago based,
yes.
So it's a pretty big distance. Pretty big distance. So I picked her up, and we went immediately right after to Six Flags Over Georgia, and had a blast.
Yes, we had a good time.
Oh my gosh! See, I kind of want to dedicate a separate video to what we discussed. While we were there, this is how deep the obsession runs for us.
Oh, that's right.
We planned. I have the notes in my phone right now. An entire South Park theme park.
Yes.
Which we dubbed playfully South Park Park.
Yeah, I think we should do a separate video for this. It's gonna be really fun.
I think we will, and maybe we'll get some like actual designs and everything. But we had so much fun at Six Flags, but yet you can't pull the South Park from our hearts.
That's right. That's what we were talking about in line mostly.
Well, when I first picked you up, she brought me a bunch of merch from the Chicago pop-up for South Park. We didn't get anything cool like that in Atlanta. It kind of sucks. All we have here is Coke and traffic.
Okay. I do like Coke.
And Waffle House,
Yeah.
See, I myself am not really Southern, but, I've had to be here long enough to say I am Southern. So we got to introduce this Northern brain to a lot of the cool Southern things. Not really the racism or anything like that. Not the racism. That still is pretty prominent, but Coca-Cola is awesome. So is Waffle House.
Mm-hmm. I still prefer Pepsi, but I like Coke. We went to the Coke Museum. We went to the aquarium, which is cool. And we
saw the world of Coke, too.
And we spent a whole day in bed watching movies, so.
Yeah. Don't get any ideas about the in-bed part. I am a very happily taken woman.
Yeah, by your cat.
By my cat, yeah. She's absolutely...
But yeah, then there was kind of craziness today with my flight. I
got, a little bit of craziness. No,
yeah.
It was wild. See, we wake up this morning, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you said your flight's around 3 or 5 o'clock?
It was 5, yeah.
We check, and the person who booked at the ticket counter, this wasn't even Rachel's fault. I mean, it's our fault for not checking sooner. But
that was never going to happen.
She booked another flight from Chicago to Atlanta. She's already here in Atlanta, so it was the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. Completely the wrong direction. And we call them. They're like, yeah, there's a flight for 3 o'clock. And we're like, all right, if we speed demon this shit, we can go. We can get you there. We're halfway there to
We were recording this on my phone in the car.
We were. Maybe you'll include some of the bloopers there. Maybe not.
Maybe mostly the part where you farted.
I told you that's just how Atlanta smells. I'm not even joking. She's like, ew, what the hell? What does that smell? Did you fart like on the camera? And I'm like, no, this is just what Atlanta smells like. I'm sorry. It just smells terrible here. Don't visit.
Right.
Don't. It's already too busy.
Next time you're coming to Chicago.
Oh my gosh. But we're on our way, and we're recording this episode. It wasn't even going to be a review because we hadn't even watched the concert yet.
I know, that concert that came out in July, and we're just watching it now. We were fake fans.
We are such fake fans. We say we're busy, but, But she says, oh, shit, I think I left my ID in your other...
And indeed I did.
Yep, and indeed she did. And we had to turn back around. So we weren't going to make that flight. And we're like, well, you know what? Fuck it. Now you get to stay here with me a little longer, and we actually get to record an actual episode. Yeah. So hopefully we don't miss that other flight.
We shouldn't. It's not till 8 o'clock at night, so we have time.
We have time. Right now, as we're recording, it would be the time of the other flight. So definitely not getting on that one. But just so you know, the dedication we have.
I know.
Or, that's what we can frame it as. It's really just
But it was nice. I got to come back and watch the concert, which was delightful.
And she got to say goodbye to my cat, which is what she really wanted to do. But,
That's
you
true.
know. But yeah, we honestly had, I'd say, an amazing time.
Yeah, I had fun.
It's kind of weird, you know, you grow up, you know, as a kid of the 90s, early 2000s, you say you can't trust strangers on the internet. Well, look where it gets you now. Look where it gets you now, folks.
Lifelong friends.
Lifelong friends. I'm looking forward to a bunch more years.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it'll be us. We were joking. Maybe it'll be us having a 25-year anniversary. Just
50.
us and our 2 listeners.
Yeah.
Which we hope secretly.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Man Trey is still fucking doing the show, so we have to still do the podcast.
yeah, we're gonna still have to do it. We're gonna have grandchildren, and they're gonna be, you know, we'll leave the
grandchildren named like Stan, Kyle,
Cartman, and Kenny. Oh yeah, actually no, I would never torture a child and name them something like Cartman.
I mean, Eric isn't bad, but
I couldn't live with a clean heart knowing where that name came from. But yeah, just, you know, we've been doing this for a couple years.
Do you want to tell them about some of the gifts I brought you?
Oh yeah, Rachel's amazing. She gave me gifts. I gave her a place to sleep.
That's true.
So
that's a gift in itself.
I also got her some stuff at.
She bought me a bucket hat.
I bought you a bucket hat from World of Coke, and then the ring. I got you a ring.
Although, to be fair, she was reimbursed for the ring and the bucket hat, so.
No, you're reimbursed for the bucket hat, not the ring. You're welcome.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you.
I know. I'm pretty great. And then I got her a drink from Six Flags, so. It's more Georgia-oriented stuff, because I don't have any cool South Park stuff here. So, just little mementos of your time here.
And I also told her not to feel too bad, because with every gift I bought her, I got something for myself, too.
Well, and you're also going to leave with little pieces of rib meat. My cat, all over you, because the cat hair will definitely everywhere. Be embedded in your outfit. So is the salt water. We got drenched at the Georgia Aquarium. I've been there multiple times. If you're ever in Georgia, the only thing you really need to go to is the aquarium. It's the best aquarium in the world.
It's great.
It's beautiful.
All right, we're off topic. What's your favorite gift you got me? I got you.
Your presents.
Exactly, my presents. What do you...
Oh, Jesus. That's really, really tough, because she brought me a poster, a mug, 2 shirts, and a bag. Like, this is going to be tough, man. I love them. I love them all so much. I love that we have matching Kenny shirts.
We do.
And you know what? We'll be pretty bold. Do a face reveal of us. Maybe you can insert a picture of us at the Georgia Aquarium where we're wearing our matching shirts. Although you're wearing overalls in the pictures, so you can't really see the match.
It's okay.
But I may have to say that. I may have to say the Kenny shirt. I'm gonna have to say that.
Second favorite.
Second favorite, you.
Oh. Wow, only second?
Only second. I mean, okay, I guess you have to be default first, because if you weren't here, you couldn't have brought me the presents.
Exactly.
So. But.
Well, like, anyway, I got her a mug with boys on it. I got her a Mysterion poster. And then is it like a sleeveless shirt with Kyle on it?
A tank.
It's tie-dye and it has Kyle on it.
And then a bag. This is just you bragging on how you're a better friend.
Exactly.
I drove us everywhere.
Well, anyway, her bag says, you're my Tweak and I'm your Craig. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I had so many things picked out, and I eventually had to like narrow it down. But right away I was like, that's going to get
I was going to say I think that's my favorite. But so far the Kenny thing has gotten more use.
Yeah, that's true.
But don't worry. We've sent each other, even like through the years, we've always sent each other gifts. Mm-hmm. We send each other birthday gifts.
I know, I was supposed to send... This is because I think I didn't send you a gift the last couple of years for your birthday, so I felt
bad. Yeah, no, it's one of those friendships where we don't communicate all the time. Like, we're not really big texters at all. It'll just happen, like, we'll send each other... updated info on...
Or sometimes you send me, like, South Park TikToks.
I send her South Park, Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and anytime I see something Always Sunny, I always send it to her. Always. Without fail. So I send her.
We gotta start planning more podcasts just so we can have a chance to talk to each other more.
I know. Like I said, busy adults, but...
I know. I actually have so many ideas for podcasts, we just don't do any of them.
Oh, I know. Well, that's another thing that we could talk about with our history as well, is like we started branching out from the episodes. Like once we got towards the end of the season episodes, you know, we still do, with each new season, we do a podcast about each one.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had to, because there was only one new season a year, and we're like, shit, we gotta do something else.
We gotta do something else. And a big shout out, you know, one of my favorite things that we did over time was having guest stars. You know, we've had multiple, including my sister. My sister is the sweetest person on the planet. She's the world's biggest Mysterion fan. She's going to absolutely, like, try and steal the poster from me. But, you know, I love that it's not only us, like, just us two that have become friends. We have had multiple friendships built, you know, through this podcast and through this fandom.
We did a few videos where we interviewed, you know, other fans on Tumblr, talk about their experience with South Park. We've done a character analysis video, which I actually want to do more of, but they're a lot of work. So you know how lazy we are. So.
See, I have a majority of the Kyle one written, but I haven't touched it in a very...
I know, I was supposed to look it over and, like, give you notes, but I'm lazy as shit.
Well, I mean, I haven't even written an update. Now, it's actually pretty long thus far. It's pretty long.
I mean, I would like to do more videos like that of some of the other characters. And I would like to do, like, maybe location stuff. Like if you ever come into Chicago, we have a Cartman-themed escape room in Chicago. So we could, like, do a review of that. We could, when Matt and Trey eventually build Casa Bonita, we gotta go there and review it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, when they build the theme park that we planned, South Park Park.
Yes.
We're gonna be there opening day, guys.
I would love, and then I know, like, the, whatever, like, the town of South Park or something, like, that actually exists. I think they have, like, a tourist type thing that you can go to. I would love to go there.
Yeah. With what money? See, that's why we got to get popular.
Well, that's
so we can get paid to do
not
this.
anytime soon. Maybe a couple years in the future.
Maybe a couple years. See, it's something to keep our friendship going.
That's right.
Besides our wonderful love for each other. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's just a way to say it's kind of amazing how long it's really been. It doesn't feel like that long, but
I know.
We've gone through a lot, and it really shows that, you know, South Park's kind of a polarizing show in general, but its fans, at least in the area that we come from, are really fucking nice.
Yeah.
It's such a, like, wholesome community.
I mean, it does have its own subsection of assholes, but, like,
of course,
so does everything.
That's everywhere. Yeah. We just don't talk through the Republican side. That's good.
Yeah.
We just don't talk to that side. And that's fine.
Yeah, totally. So, and in terms of videos we've done, like, game reviews and ranking videos, so, like...
I've had a lot of fun doing ranking videos. I won't lie.
Let us know if you want to do, what kind of more videos you'd like to see.
Yeah, we won't do them. No.
maybe we could get it, like, once a month or once every other month or something.
Yeah, because I've... Honestly, seeing each other, it was so funny. Like, the second she got off the plane, and I realized how small she was.
Yeah.
Don't let her big mouth fool you. She is
little.
She is tiny, and I am a large fat person.
No, you're not.
But the second you came in, there was no awkward.
No, not at all.
It was just like talking to an old friend. So I'm telling you here, like, distance doesn't mean anything in a real friendship.
It was a lot of fun. I would love to record more stuff with you. Because if we're being honest, it's really not that much work. Like, I know
it's not a lot of work. It's not much work at all. But the hard thing is kind of getting everything planned and coming up with ideas and following through. So it's not hard work, but it's kind of like a little once in a while treat. It's like that. It's kind of like those fun cousins you don't get to see very often.
Yeah.
But when you do, it's sparks.
Yeah.
You know, you beg your parents to have a sleepover. You know, but now we don't have to beg our parents anymore.
That's right. That was part of the reasons why we
have to beg them for gas money afterwards.
That was part of the reason why we could plan this trip, because I'm like, I don't have to ask my mom if I can go.
Right? Like, I don't. We just fly. I went to an MCR concert in Minneapolis not too long ago, and it was during that time I was like, wait, just fucking fly here.
Right.
Just fly. Come here. Mm-hmm. And we can do these things. So we had a really great time, and it wasn't entirely South Park focused. You know, we did throw a little bit of horror movies in there.
Yes.
And sleep. A lot of sleep. We slept a lot.
We slept together a lot. Wink, wink.
Partner, if you're listening to this, that's not... It's not, like, in that sense.
He's not listening to this.
Don't worry, it'll be our little secret forever. But
I know, that's what part of the reasons why I never feel embarrassed about this, even though we sometimes talk about cringy shit, because I'm like, no one listens
No
to
one
this
listens to
podcast. Especially not my family.
Well, especially not us either. We put this out and then never look at it ever again.
Well, I don't know about you, but I have to listen to it again while I'm editing it. But that's
true.
That's
Okay.
the last time I hear it.
You know what? I lied. I will go back. It made me realize, when we were listening to South Park songs earlier, it made me realize, like, damn, I really got to rewatch our videos so I can remember what I put as number 1.
I know. We didn't even remember. We were like, I think this was in my top 3, but I don't remember.
We don't even remember, but yeah, for any of those who are listening, thank you for, being a part of the journey, because we genuinely, whenever we see our repeat commenters, we get really excited. We get excited to put out new videos even when there's only like 30-something views on it, because it's just kind of, it's fun seeing like a little tiny piece of something that you made just go out and other people enjoy it, even if that's just like 1 or 2
and
people.
even like it feels dumb because like you're like, oh, this video only got like 100 views, but at the same time it's like that's 100 people that listen to you, like,
or
that's
just
crazy.
Probably like 3, but
or like a handful of people that comment every time. That's like nothing to sneeze at. I feel good about it.
I feel great because especially when you realize it spanned a couple of years, so people didn't just lose interest.
They stuck around, yeah.
It actually stuck around, and we love hearing that. It makes me feel really special, and I love being a part of it, even though it's not something super regular. It's still something that feels special to me.
Yeah, I like doing it. I love South Park, and I love you, and I love recording with you.
I love recording with you too.